So we are gonna do a fun little chili that's kind of like a mix between a chili and a stew. So we're doing Texas style chili. This is gonna be amazing. If you're gluten-free or low FODMAP, I've got you covered. Most of my recipes always include that. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Erin Moore. I'm the founder of Success with More Nutrition. Went from plus size clothing down to a 2-4, maintained, did it again with babies, got back down, maintained, and I'm here to just really make healthy simple for you because we tend to overcomplicate it. So I'm paying forward what I learned, and I know one thing is to always just have some new, fresh recipe ideas. So I'm gonna give one to you here. If you don't have time to watch the whole video, just write recipe or yes in the comments below. I'll get you over this recipe as well as 31 additional recipes on the house. Just drop that comment below and I'll send that over. But let's get cooking this Texas style chili. I'm super excited for dinner. So you will see here a laundry list of recipes. I tend not to do the longer ones, but most of them are spices. So if you see the recipe, don't get too afraid. Most of these spices you probably already have at home. So we're gonna start off with just a little bit of garlic infused oil, okay? If you just have regular oil, no problem. If you don't have issues like a low FODMAP issue with garlic, you could just sprinkle a little garlic in there, use regular oil. Don't overcomplicate the recipe, you can substitute, all right? So then I am doing some tamari sauce. If you don't have issues with low FODMAP, you could use soy sauce if you've got that laying around. I also really love liquid aminos, so you could use that. I'm going with the tamari. Then we've got tomato paste. So if you are one of my low FODMAP friends and if you don't know what that means, awesome, that's great for you. I tend to find that the Simple Organic, those have the, I guess it's Simple Truth Organic, those tends to make their products without the garlic or onion that we can't have. So Simple Truth is gonna be a good one if you've got that brand in your stores, which is a pretty common one. So hopefully your store's got that. All right. So then we're gonna give it just a little bit of brown sugar. We're just putting in a tablespoon here. And I already went ahead and put a few teaspoons of cumin in here. We're also gonna do some paprika, a couple of teaspoons of that. Then we've got some coriander. I didn't get that one all nice and ready. All right, and then we've got some chipotle chili pepper. So this will come in like chipotle powder, chipotle chili pepper. It might come with different names, but basically it's a pepper. If you really like spice, you can use Jizo Pete's cayenne pepper instead. I'm gonna keep mine a little bit more chilled out. I'm just gonna add like a teaspoon here. Actually, I overdid it, and this is not the one I wanna overdo it on. All right, I'm having a mess over here. There's a big clump in the bottle, so it's like coming out all together. All right, and then we're gonna do salt. I have pink Himalayan salt. If you haven't tried it, pick it up. You can kind of get it in a grinder or like this. But the Himalayan salt, the kosher salt, they're all gonna have a lower sodium. So if you just got table salt at home, sea salt's good too. If you use what you got. Keep it simple. Don't be like, oh, Erin like talked about this whole crazy new salt and I don't even have it. Like, don't worry about it. Don't stress. You're still keeping healthy simple here, okay? Keep healthy simple. Just make dishes that you and your family are gonna enjoy that are healthier than the drive-through, and you're like way ahead of the game, okay? All right. So then we're also gonna do a little half teaspoon of pepper. I think I actually put in a little bit too much salt, but that's okay. And so we are gonna go ahead, I was gonna put the pepper and the salt on top, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and just put all these in. Usually I put the salt and the pepper, like I said, on top, but that is okay. I forgot my mixing stuff when I started, so that sounds really bad. I'm quickly mixing this stuff around, but really, it really doesn't matter. It's gonna get all mixed in the crock pot, and that's what this is all about. It's super easy. One thing to take note is this recipe does have a longer cooking time. You can shorten that, okay? It's an 11-hour cooking time. So right now I'm kind of getting it ready in the morning, and then I'm actually gonna take it out after dinner because I like to freeze my meals, and I'm gonna freeze it up, or we'll save it for leftovers. If you're like not a leftover person, like just freeze it, okay? But you can also shorten the cooking time by just setting it on high. I got those all ready so that I just had to dump them out instead of touching them. Needing to go wash my hands during the video, but I touched them anyway. But yeah, so you can always turn it up on high. So say you kind of cook on low while you're at work or something, or gone for the day, and then you can come back and just turn it on high. So say that there were 4 hours left, you can turn it on high and cut that usually down to 2 or a little bit less. So you don't have to do the full 11 hours. But you know, when you cook something in a slow cooker on low, it's giving it a chance to really just mix all those good flavors together. And with something like a chili, it's great to have all those flavors combined as much as possible, but definitely feel free to shorten the time. And then we're gonna do some beef broth. If you are low FODMAP, again, or gluten-free, make sure that the beef broth actually is something that you can have. This one I have at Whole Foods, so if you have a Whole Foods by you, they have all their organic, their beef broth, their chicken stock, all that are good to go. Swanson is usually a brand that's good too. I only needed 3 cups in this box. Here has 4. So before I recorded, I just went ahead and took a cup out that I'll save for something else later. Or sometimes the kids wanted a little bit soupier or something like that, so I can kind of have it on hand to add to it and still give it flavor without adding just water. And then, last but not least, we're topping it with a bay leaf. Just again, we're gonna simmer those flavors. I'm gonna go ahead, put this bad boy on, and this is gonna cook all day long. I gotta travel briefly out of town. This is gonna be here cooking up. And again, I may actually streamline it and speed it up when I get home, but as of right now, we have some leftovers. So my plan is to save it for tomorrow, as well as put it in the freezer for some freezer meals of cooked food already ready to go in the future. That is one tip I highly suggest if you're trying to get on the straight and narrow of eating healthier. It's really easy to stay the course when you know you already have food cooked versus, well, I'm hungry now and I'm tired and I don't feel like cooking. If it's already there and you just have to thaw it out or thaw it out in the morning for that night, it makes life so simple. It was a game changer for me going from plus size clothing to a 2-4. Being able to do that trick. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate. If you want this recipe, comment recipe below. You want the other 31, just type 31, any and all those words. I'll just send you the whole gamut. Build up your arsenal of recipes, because that's what's gonna make this fun. Don't feel like you need to do a new recipe every single day, right? But maybe once a week, start incorporating a new recipe for you and your family to try, so that you can really start to switch over some of the not so healthy recipes to new family favorites. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and then I'll be back to show you the finished product about 11 hours later. It'll be a lot darker. We're about 7 hours in, and it's nice and sizzling and bubbling, and see, it just kind of mixed itself together. All right, so it doesn't look super pretty. You can see it piping hot. I actually pulled the meat out onto a cutting board so that I could really pull it apart, slice it up, and put it back in. So now it's all mixed in. All I did was kind of use this side of this spoon to chop it off when it was on the cutting board. And now it's basically kind of got that pulled pork consistency. All right, yes, I had a wardrobe change. It's late, remember? This was an 11-hour cook. So, but yeah, so we've got the chili. It's super done. It smells delicious in the whole house. So you just top it with whatever toppings you normally would. I usually like to do cheese and Greek yogurt. Believe it or not, it's just like sour cream, or not just like, but pretty darn close. And it tastes amazing. So top it with whatever you want. She wants to say hi, so I hope you don't mind her fussing. And if you'd like this recipe and more, just type 31 in the comments below and I'll get that right over. Bye-bye.